Welcome to Relation Tales. Please like this video and subscribe Relation Tales. Let's begin. I never believed in signs. People always said, trust your gut, listen to your instincts. But I ignored mine. And because of that, I walked straight into a nightmare. It happened on a quiet evening. I had just gotten home from work, exhausted but satisfied. I had spent the last 6 months grinding, pulling overtime, taking on extra projects, all to make sure that my wife, Naomi, had the life she always wanted. Or at least, the life she told me she wanted. The plan was simple. We were expecting a baby. I had lined everything up. The best prenatal care, the most exclusive postpartum center, even a beautiful nursery filled with everything she could need. Every dollar I had, every ounce of energy I could muster, had gone into preparing for this next chapter. Then my phone buzzed. It was a notification from social media. Someone had tagged me in a post. My stomach churned as I opened it. The picture hit me like a bullet to the chest. Naomi, sitting on a couch, holding hands with another man. Not just any man. Elliot. The guy she had always sworn was just a friend. But the caption is what made my blood turn to ice. Elliot, even if we can't be husband and wife, I'll include your child in the photo. I stopped breathing. Your child. Not our child. Not my child. His child. I read it again, my brain refusing to process it. This had to be a mistake. Maybe she worded it wrong. Maybe. Then I saw it. The way she leaned into him. The way his hand rested on her stomach. The way they looked at each other. Not like friends, but like lovers who had already won. Something inside me snapped. I felt like the walls were closing in. My entire world, the sacrifices, the dreams, the years I had given her, all of it had been a lie. But I didn't panic. I didn't call her, screaming like some desperate fool. Instead, I took a deep breath. Then, I typed one simple comment beneath the picture. If you love him so much, why not just kick me out and stay with him? And with that, I made my first move. I didn't wait for Naomi to respond. I picked up my phone and started dismantling everything she had built off of me. First, I called the postpartum care center and canceled the reservation I had made for her. Next, I called the clinic and erased all her future appointments. Then I went to the nursery, the one I had carefully designed, and started stripping it bare. Every baby item I had bought? Gone. I returned what I could, sold some, and gave away the rest. With every canceled order, with every stripped-down piece of that nursery, I felt lighter. Because this wasn't my child. And Naomi? She was no longer my problem. I wasn't done yet. I picked up my phone and dialed my closest friends, Logan, Miles, and Jordan. Get ready, I said. We're going out tonight. The bar was crowded, the drinks strong. But for the first time in years, I felt free. Logan nudged me. Man, you sure you're okay? You haven't stopped drinking since we got here. I grinned, tipping my glass toward him. You ever see me happier? They all exchanged glances. You're full of shit, Miles said bluntly. You're pissed as hell. Jordan leaned in. Naomi called you yet? I pulled out my phone. 17 missed calls. I shrugged and downed another shot. Yeah, not answering. The satisfaction of ignoring her was intoxicating. Then, my phone buzzed again. I glanced at the screen. It wasn't Naomi this time. It was Monica, Naomi's mother. And just like that, I knew the real war was about to begin. I woke up to pounding on my door. Not knocking, pounding. I groaned, rubbing my temples. Whiskey and heartbreak were a deadly mix. The knocking grew louder. Xander, open the damn door. I sighed. I didn't need to look through the peephole. I already knew who it was. I swung the door open, and there she stood. Monica, Naomi's mother, her face twisted in rage. Behind her, Naomi's father, Richard, stood with his arms crossed. You'd better fix this immediately, Monica snapped. Naomi is coming home tonight, and everything better be back in place. I let out a slow, cold laugh. Is Elliot coming with her? Her eyes flashed. What the hell are you talking about? I stepped closer, dropping my voice to a deadly calm. Your daughter cheated on me. She got pregnant with another man's kid, and you have the audacity to show up here and demand that I fix things? Monica stiffened. Richard cleared his throat, suddenly looking uncomfortable. You made a commitment, Xander, Monica hissed. You married Naomi. You promised to take care of her. I laughed in her face. Take care of her? Monica, I have done nothing but sacrifice for Naomi, and she repaid me by fucking Elliot. She clenched her fists. She made a mistake. I tilted my head. Oh yeah? Then why is she still with him? Silence. And then the final insult came. Monica straightened, her voice turning smug. Well, she said, smirking, at least she'll be getting that $15,000 work bonus from you, right? My entire body went still. Then, I grinned. Oh, Monica, I murmured. You must have misunderstood. Her smirk faltered. That money? That's mine. And just like that, her entire face drained of color. Monica's face twisted with disbelief. What do you mean? That money is yours. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, enjoying the way her arrogance crumbled right in front of me. You think I'm just going to hand over $15,000 to a woman who betrayed me? I scoffed. You're out of your damn mind. Monica's lips parted, but for once, she had no words. Richard finally spoke. Xander, be reasonable. No, I cut him off. You be reasonable. I gave everything to Naomi. I worked, I sacrificed, and I stayed loyal while she screwed another man behind my back. And now that I've finally cut her off, you think you can just waltz in here and demand money like I owe her something? Monica's expression darkened. You'll regret this. I smirked. I doubt that. And with that, I slammed the door in her face. I waited, listening for footsteps. A part of me knew Monica would try one last time. And just as expected, a scream of rage erupted from the hallway. You're nothing without Naomi. Nothing. Mark my words, Xander. You're going to come crawling back. I chuckled. If only she knew. That night, at exactly 9:42 p.m., I heard the familiar sound of Naomi's car pulling into the driveway. I stood by the window, watching as she stepped out. She looked different. Not in a good way. Exhausted. Weaker. Like reality had already started crushing her. Elliot wasn't with her. Interesting. I waited. The moment she reached my doorstep, she didn't knock, she banged. I took my time. Then, I opened the door, standing there calm, collected, and utterly unfazed. Her eyes burned with fury. What the hell did you do? I arched an eyebrow. You'll have to be more specific. Her hands curled into fists. The postpartum center. My doctor's appointments. My money. You took everything. I shrugged. Oh, you mean the things I paid for? Yeah, I don't fund cheaters. She let out a sharp breath, nostrils flaring. You're punishing me. No, I said coolly. I'm setting myself free. She looked like she wanted to slap me. Xander, I'm the mother of your child. I laughed. My child? Really? I took a step forward, my voice low and deadly. Then why the hell were you holding Elliot's hand, talking about your child with him? She froze. Her eyes widened in realization. You saw the post, she whispered. I smirked. Oh, I saw everything. Her face turned pale. And no, Xander. I didn't let her finish. Instead, I turned and grabbed the packed boxes by the door. You should take your stuff and leave, I said, shoving them into her arms. Because you sure as hell aren't living here anymore. Naomi's entire body stiffened. You're kicking me out? She choked. I smiled. No, sweetheart. You already left. And this time, she had nowhere to run. Naomi broke down right in front of me. Tears welled in her eyes. And for a moment, I almost believed they were real. Xander, please, she whispered. We can fix this. I made a mistake, but I still love you. I tilted my head. That's funny. You didn't seem to love me when you were in Elliot's arms. She flinched. I just got confused, she mumbled, looking down. But you're my husband. You can't just throw everything away. I folded my arms. You already did. She swallowed, panic creeping into her expression. Okay, she said quickly. If money is what you want, I'll give you the $15K. I have it in my account, I swear. I chuckled darkly. Oh, Naomi, you really should check your bank balance. Her eyebrows furrowed. Then, slowly, she pulled out her phone. The moment she opened her banking app, her face dropped. Where's my money? She gasped. I leaned in, voice dripping with amusement. I froze your account, sweetheart. She screamed. She lunged at me, fists flying, but I dodged easily. You bastard. How dare you? I let her scream, let her fall apart right in front of me. The truth was, Naomi had always been in control. She had spent years manipulating me, using me, playing the perfect wife while secretly building an escape plan. But now, I had flipped the game. She had no money, no home, and no Elliot. Speaking of Elliot, I smirked. Why don't you ask Elliot for help? Naomi froze. She hesitated, and that's when I knew. Elliot had already left her. I laughed right in her face. Oh, Naomi, did you really think he'd stick around once the money ran out? Her face twisted in rage and humiliation. I hate you, she shrieked. I grinned. Good, I said smoothly. That makes this easier. Then, without another word, I shut the door in her face. And just like that, Naomi had finally lost. Days passed. I expected Naomi to disappear, to retreat and lick her wounds. Instead, she tried one last move, a lawsuit. She marched into court, demanding alimony, assets, and even a share of my savings. She thought she could still play the victim. She thought she could still win. But when my lawyer, Anthony Wells, presented proof of her affair, her financial fraud, and even her stolen money, the judge laughed her out of the courtroom. Naomi lost everything. No alimony, no money, no second chances. She walked away humiliated, broken, and alone. Me? I walked away free. And as I watched her storm out of the courthouse, I smiled. Because for the first time in years, I had won. Naomi's life fell apart. Elliot abandoned her. Her family disowned her. Her friends turned their backs on her. She was left with nothing. She tried reaching out one last time. A desperate voicemail. Xander, please. I have nowhere to go. I listened to the message. Then, I deleted it. Because Naomi, she made her choice. And now, she had to live with it. Naomi had spent years crafting her perfect image. The beautiful wife, the social butterfly, the woman with a picture-perfect life. But when the truth came out, that image shattered into dust. She tried to salvage it. She went to her so-called friends, the same women she used to gossip with over brunch, hoping they would side with her. But the moment they found out she had cheated on me, tried to steal my money, and had an affair with Elliot, they turned on her instantly. God, Naomi, how could you do that to Xander? I always knew she was fake. She literally got pregnant with another man's child and still wanted his money. Rumors spread like wildfire. Naomi, the woman who once walked into every room like she owned it, now found herself uninvited from every event, every party, every brunch. She wasn't just embarrassed. She was exiled. Naomi still had one last lifeline. Her parents. But when she went crawling back to Monica and Richard, expecting them to comfort her, she got the shock of her life. Her mother refused to open the door. Her father stood in the doorway, arms crossed, looking disgusted. You made your bed, Naomi, Richard said coldly. Now sleep in it. Naomi burst into tears, trying to push past him. Mom, Dad, please. But Monica just shook her head. You embarrassed us, she hissed. You lied to everyone, cheated on a good man, and got yourself knocked up by some loser. You think we're going to take you in after that? Naomi screamed. You don't understand. Xander set me up. He turned everyone against me. Her mother laughed. Sweetheart, Xander didn't have to do anything. You destroyed yourself. And then, they slammed the door in her face. Naomi stood there stunned, her entire world gone. She had nowhere left to go. No friends. No family. No money. She was truly, completely alone. While Naomi's life was crumbling, mine was flourishing. I got promoted at work. I reconnected with my friends. I even started dating again. For the first time in years, I felt alive. Then one night, I got a call. It was from a blocked number. I almost ignored it, but curiosity won. I picked up, and the moment I did, I heard a familiar, broken voice. Xander, please. It's me, Naomi. I smirked. Sorry, sweetheart, I said smoothly. I don't take calls from strangers. And then, I hung up. Because Naomi, she was nothing to me now. A few weeks later, I got an unexpected visit. Jordan, one of my closest friends, showed up at my door. Dude, he said, stepping inside. You won't believe what I just saw. I raised an eyebrow. Try me. Jordan pulled out his phone, tapping the screen, and when he turned it toward me, I almost laughed. It was a picture of Naomi, sitting outside a rundown diner, wearing clothes that looked cheap, hair unkempt, staring off into space. She's working as a waitress now, Jordan said. Word is, she's barely scraping by. I leaned back, a slow grin forming. Perfect. She had spent her whole life looking down on people like that. Now, she was one of them. Naomi didn't just lose her reputation. She lost everything. Elliot? Gone. Her fake friends? Gone. Her parents? Done with her. And now, she was struggling just to survive. And the best part? I didn't have to lift a finger. She had done it all to herself. One evening, as I was leaving work, I saw her. Naomi, standing near my car. She looked pathetic, dark circles under her eyes, her once perfect posture now slumped. I sighed. What do you want, Naomi? She stepped forward, pleading. Xander, I made a mistake. I crossed my arms. Yeah, you did. Tears welled up in her eyes. Can we just talk? I tilted my head. Talk about what? How you lied. How you cheated. How you tried to take me for everything I had. She flinched. I don't expect you to forgive me, she whispered. But I miss you. I let out a slow, mocking laugh. You don't miss me, Naomi. You miss what I gave you. She looked down, defeated. Just is there any chance we could try again? She whispered. I paused. Then I smiled. Sure, I said. Her face lit up with hope. Then I took a step closer, voice dropping to a deadly whisper. If you want to try again, go back to Elliot. Her face fell, and before she could respond, I walked away. Because Naomi, she had already lost. After that night, I never saw Naomi again. She faded into nothing. Me? I moved on. I found real happiness. Because Naomi's greatest punishment wasn't just losing me. It was realizing that I had won. And her? She was just another regret. Naomi thought she could cheat, manipulate, and steal her way through life. She thought I would always be the fool, always forgiving, always cleaning up her mess. But in the end, she destroyed herself. And the best revenge? I never had to lift a finger. She dug her own grave. And I walked away, happier than ever. Because winning isn't about revenge. Winning is about walking away without a scratch, while they're left to burn.